Hello and welcome to YouTube Bootcamp. I'm Sheri Barbera. We have a fantastic couple, Habiba and Alex from Trekking Pals. So I'm here in the studio and they are at their home. Content and quality of what you're going to learn today is off the charts. So let's get started.
My name is Habiba.
I'm Alex.
And we are
Trekking Pals.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What made you decide to start a YouTube channel, and what was your motivation, and how did you choose your niche?
The reason why we started our YouTube channel was because basically just wanted to build a community around things that we love to do, which are hiking and backpacking and traveling around the world.
Who came up with the idea for your channel name?
So we came up with the name Trekking Pals after really juggling back and forth across a couple of different names. A lot of them inspired by other channels that we were watching at the time to just forge our own path, Trekking Pals. It felt pretty awkward at first when we were trying to come across different names, but eventually I think you pitched Trekking Pals and it started to stick.
I think so. I don't really remember, but I think the point was to make sure that we come up with a name where I can bring my personality and your personality and show that this is a combined thing for both of us. And the other thing that we took into consideration was making sure that the name is available across all other social media and even the domain name for the website. And there is a great tool that we use. It's called namechecker.com, and basically you just write the name of your brand or YouTube channel and it's going to show you if it's available or not on other social media. At least for us, we were interested in making sure that Trekking Pals is available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and a domain name, and it worked out pretty well.
Tell us more about your YouTube channel.
Our channel is a platform for us to chronicle our various backpacking and hiking adventures. And the content will range all the way from the adventures themselves to some of the equipment that we'll take on the adventure with us. We'll sometimes do reviews, other times we'll talk about some of the tools that we use while we're out there on the trail, and other times after some community engagement, we'll come up with some other top 5 lists and such, especially now that we're staying at home a lot. We've definitely had to dig into the our creative mindset to figure out what sort of things we're going to be doing in the stay-at-home order here.
For the promotion and how we promote our YouTube channel, there are a lot of ways. And at this point, because we're not a huge YouTube channel, we're kind of relying a lot on social media. Facebook, for example, we do have a page on our Facebook, also Trekking Pals, and we have an audience of about 1,000 people. And whenever we create a new video, we go to Facebook and make sure that we share that content with people. And we pretty much do the same with the other social media like Twitter and Instagram mostly. There is also another community or another social media platform called Reddit. And we try to use Reddit communities to talk or connect with people from the area. Whenever we do a hike, for example, in Arizona, we would go there and share that with people. Facebook groups, actually. So Facebook is a large platform, and there are a lot of hiking groups all around the world that we are part of. Like, for example, there's the group I Love Hiking, there's Arizona Hiking, a lot of hiking groups, and we really we are present there not only to share our content but to help people, to help the community, answer questions if there are any questions, and just try to be helpful overall.
There's also Quora, right?
Yeah.
Which is the question and answer website where people can post questions about stuff, gear, hikes, where do I go, what do I do, how do I do it? And I know that we've been engaging on there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Quora is a great tool. People just go and ask questions about pretty much anything. And so if I go to Quora and see that there is a need and people are asking questions, hey, how much is the cost to do the Inca Trail? What about transportation? What's backpacking gear do I need to take with me? And just go in there and answer questions. And your point is to help people first of all, and that's going to lead them to search for your YouTube channel or your website. And that's pretty much what we do for promotion.
Why did you choose YouTube as your platform of choice for your videos instead of, let's say, Vimeo?
We didn't really consider Vimeo or other things. YouTube's just so big, ever present, always there, good searching, good tools, all sorts of stuff. Did you ever consider anything else?
No, I think, you really just want to put yourself in the shoes of the person who's watching. I spend most of my time on YouTube, And not only that, but YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google, and that really makes it a better platform for, you know, if you're looking for exposure, and people spend a lot of time on YouTube. So I don't think we considered any other platform but YouTube.
What do you do to stay on schedule? And is there software that you use to organize your videos?
So for organizing our content, and I think organization is really, really important, especially if you are working as a team. For us, it's a team of 2 people. And for organizing all the content, we use Asana. Asana is a project management tool. They have the desktop version and they have a mobile version. So we both have the application on our mobile phone, and it's a great application to manage any type of project. As you can see here, I do have a board for all the Trekking Pals content on YouTube. And the first column is about content ideas, and it can just go in there, click the plus button, and then I would enter all the ideas that I might have. So as you can see, top 5 hiking movies, work on an opening sequence, for example, reviewing trekking poles, and so on. So we would enter all the content there. And next, we do have columns about each and every month throughout the year. Now, if we say that we are creating content every Tuesday, we want to make sure that we have at least 4 videos every month. And so we pick ideas from the backlog, from the content backlog, and we would say, okay, for the month of December, these are the 4 or 5 videos that I want to work on for the month of January, February, and March. Not only that, but for every piece of content, when you create a task in here, you can go in details, and then you can create subtasks to say, well, if I want to create a video about reviewing trekking poles, for example, what tasks do I need to create? First of all, I need to do a little bit of scripting, I need to film, I need to do voiceover recording, I need to create a thumbnail, I need to work on the SEO. And so we would create a list of subtasks under this piece of content, and then we would assign them to which person is going to work on them. Is it going to be Alex? Is it going to be me? Are we going to need help from someone else? But most of the time it's just the 2 of us. And so now when we create the subtask, we would also specify when do we need the subtasks to be done by. If I know that I'm sharing the video and it's going to be up on the channel by Tuesday, I want to make sure that the thumbnail is created no later than Sunday, for example. The SEO is worked no later than Monday. And so this way we do have a holistic calendar view that we can refer to make sure that we are staying on track and we are indeed creating videos every Tuesday.
Wow, thanks for sharing that with us. Now let's talk about making videos themselves. So what are your biggest stresses about posting or making videos?
On our channel, we create videos every Tuesday, and it's really a hard commitment, you know, just trying to stay on track and on schedule every Tuesday, regardless of what we have going on in our life.
I'd say for us, one of the biggest issues is just time commitment. Full-time jobs. If we could really spend all of our day doing this, it would be entirely different than what it is right now. It's straddling that weird line between hobby and passion.
You're passionate.
Right, but I mean, we're actually trying to monetize and turn it into an actual brand at that point. That takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of commitment, and the stresses that come with trying to stick to that schedule. Like every Tuesday in the beginning, that was your New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and so we just think that it's really important to have a plan. If you want to stick to a schedule, you really need to map out everything that you need, at least for the next 2-3 months, or at least to know what content you are going to be sharing for this specific month, for the next month, and the month after. Otherwise, you're going to, you know, just fall behind. Things can get really overwhelming. So,
what equipment do you use for filming and editing?
that's a very good question about the equipment, and I think for us Trekking Pals, it really depends on what type of content we are creating. And for our channel, we do have 2 types of content. We have content for sit-down videos, and that's basically videos like this one where we are just sitting at home educating people about some topic. And there are videos that we film while we are outside hiking and backpacking. So we're gonna talk first of all about the hardware and the equipment, and then we're gonna jump to talk about the software. For the hardware at home, for the camera we use a Sony Alpha 6300. We use a small Rode microphone that's attached to the camera. We use a typical tripod, and we use a remote control that we use just to make it easy for us to record and stop whenever it's needed. And for the lights, we use typical Fovitech lights, and this is pretty much it for the at-home videos.
When we're outside though, we do have a GoPro Hero 7 Black. We bought it a little while ago, I think right before the 8 came out. And we were just drawn to the fact that it had some stabilization, shot in 4K, it was waterproof, it could go underwater, and it also had these mounts and other little things that we would be able to take with us while we were out on the trail. The regular camera that we have here, that stabilization, we have little clips that we can put on our helmet, or like a strap that you can put across. I think it's called the chesty is what GoPro calls it. But then we also bought these clips by Peak Design, but we can put them on the front of our backpacks, and that allows us to hang this Sony Alpha 6300 off of it, so that we can just unclip it really quick, snap some photos, and hang it right back up when we're on the trail. I think those things in combination really make up the majority of our capture hardware.
How much time do you spend editing? Who does the editing, and which software program do you use?
Now for the software and for the video editing, we use Adobe Premiere Pro, and we pretty much both of us have the software on our machines, and we really enjoy using Adobe Premiere Pro. Sometimes I would use Lightroom more for the photo editing, but I think as far as the video editing, we do focus mainly on using Adobe Premiere Pro, GIMP for thumbnails, and Canva for thumbnails. We just learned over time that it's very important to have a system in place to manage your content and make sure it's stored properly and it's just there available for you to reuse whenever you need to.
So then we just talked about the software that we use to create the content, but regarding how much time we spend editing, I'll let you kick this one off then.
So I do a lot of editing, and it really is time consuming, especially when you just get started, because you're not only editing the content, but you are spending time to learn about how to use the software and how to use all the capabilities that the Adobe Premiere Pro or any other editing software provides. So it's really time consuming, and obviously if you want your video to be of a higher quality and then incorporate more of the cinematics, it's going to take time. So there are days where I spend hours and hours and hours on editing. The one thing that really helps is coming up with a system too, to kind of say that, hey, with every video I'm going to have an intro, I'm going to have an outro, and this is the storytelling that I want to happen in between. And so the couple of things that helped us is creating an intro for the video and an outro. So once I have that in place, it's kind of reduced the time that I spent on trying to figure out how to start the video and how to do the closing. Generally speaking, it really is a time-consuming process. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the less time is going to take you to edit your video.
Do you pre-schedule a number of videos, or do you post the week before? How do you do your posting, and how did you decide how you're going to do your posting?
For the posting, I would say it really depends. Ideally, we would want to pre-schedule at least 3 videos, but we don't have the luxury of time. And I think at this point of time, this time as we speak, we really are going 1 week at a time. The best we've done before was probably scheduling 2 videos ahead of time. But I would say if you can, go for it. For us, it's just not quite possible at this point of time. And as we mentioned earlier, we do use Asana to try to kind of organize and know which content is going to be live on the channel and when.
I will say, I know I've heard something to the effect of 3 videos a week is some level to aim for. 2 videos, right now we're at 1. And the discipline that I think you need to have at that point too is if you ever come up with extra content, to not just put it up. Because then all of a sudden you're starting back at square zero, where you could probably use a break after a week. If you can get a video ahead, to capitalize on that. And I think the discipline of just having a steady pace is something that has become very helpful to us, rather than the chaotic 2 this week, 1 next week, 3 the next week, none for a while. There's a lot of crying, a lot of pity, self-loathing, occasionally some pizza, but we managed to get through the other end.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Recording?
Yes.
You are?
Is there something about YouTube that you don't know or you haven't figured out yet?
I still haven't found the free money button. But I don't know, if you can tell me about it, man, that'd be helpful.
Okay, so you're joking. First of all, the one thing that I just realized this year at least, that consistency is very important. Before starting the YouTube channel, I would hear everyone saying, oh, you have to be consistent, make sure that you are consistent with your content, but I didn't really believe in it. And so right now, even though we created our channel just about 7-8 months ago, I do see a certain level of growth with us being consistent. The more videos that we create, the more engagement that we get from people, and I feel like people also are starting to take us more seriously because we've been really true to the schedule, sharing content, showing up every week. So I think this is something that I really like about YouTube, and I came to believe in that if you are consistent, the algorithm is gonna love you, and then you're going to do great on YouTube.
For me, I will say the YouTube Studio was definitely, it's had a lot of eye openers every step of the way. It's one of those things where you don't really know what to ask about what you don't know. You kind of either have to go dig deep on your own or kind of look at an overview from somebody else. I still remember the day where I figured out that there was free music that I wasn't going to get copyright issues on, and sound effects and such that were on there. And that was really helpful, and I know that they've been growing that as well, so not only learning about it, but keeping up.
And I think talking about the plugins, this is one of the things that I didn't know about probably a year or two before, although I knew about the SEO for Google and for the website when I was working on the website before. But the SEO and making sure that your video is optimized for search is really crucial. I mean, when I look at all the successful videos that have millions of views, most of them have very high ratings of SEO. The videos are very optimized to be reachable and searchable for people. So it's not just about creating videos, but also making sure that you are targeting keywords that people are going to search for. And this is one of the areas that I appreciate that I at least know a little bit about right now. There are great tools out there like vidIQ, just to kind of help you make sure that you are picking the right title, you are picking the right keywords, your description is good, and stuff like that.
And then last but not least, a lot of the comment semantics. What it means to react to comments, how your video gets associated with the amount of activity that's going on in the video.
Yeah, but definitely for the comment and the engagement is very important. The more engagement you get on your videos, the better it is for visibility. You know, if you have more likes on your video, and if you have a lot of comments, and if you are engaged with people and answering every question and saying thank you and being there and being present, all of these things are very crucial for the growth of your channel. Yeah, so I would say, just to be honest and open about it, when we started, I was driving most of the work for the channel. But right now, the more that we're growing, the more collaboration there is between the two of us. The way it works most of the time, when we are out there hiking or backpacking, we try to both have camera time or FaceTime on the camera. So
yeah, I think we've had a lot of progress there.
And at this point, I think as far as the video editing goes, I think we came up with a solution as to how we can both work on the same project on Adobe Premiere, and we are yet to try it and see how that's going to be like. And I think it's pretty exciting to see that I'm bringing my creativity, you're bringing your creativity, and it's going to be really exciting for people to see how we can both work on the same piece of content. And with that, it's important for us to not just get lost into the process of thinking about making videos all the time, but also allowing for some time to just enjoy and take everything in. But really, creator mindset is thinking about creating and being creative and content most of the time.
Thank you, Alex and Habiba. It's been a real pleasure having you on Creator Mindset.
And thank you so much for having us today.
And I hope you've enjoyed today's Creator Mindset. If you have, please subscribe and like it. And if you know someone else who's interested in starting their own YouTube channel, share this video with them. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.